How's it going, YouTube? Bowden the Great bringing you a little more unusual video today. After seeing how opinionated Diablo fans were on the way certain character models looked, looking at you Amazon Assassin, I thought, hey, maybe I should give the Diablo fans what they really want, which is a ranking of the monster character models. But in this ranking, we will be specifically looking at the breasts. Diablo 1 killed it in the breast department. If you don't believe me, just watch this clip. As you can see, the Succubus monster models have large and voluptuous breasts, which is fitting because the Succubus is a sexual monster that seduces men and women. We'll also be comparing the changes between the original Diablo 2 versus the Diablo 2 Resurrected. So let's not waste any more time and get right into it. Right out the gate and coming in at number 5 will be a particularly hideous monster coming straight out of Act 4, the Vile Mother. Now, if you're coming into Diablo 2 with Resurrected, you may be asking, Bowden, what the heck are you talking about? Vile Mother ain't got no titties? Well, son, if you switch on over into Classic mode, you can tell she's got some big old knockers. Blizzard really did the Vile Mother dirty with this glow down. It doesn't even appear she has breasts at all, unless you reference the model, which you can see here. So, all in all, the Vile Mother proves that bigger does not always mean better. This next one goes out to all you furries out there. Coming in at number 4, we've got the Slinger out of Act 2. This one is also tough to spot, and you have to have an eye for breasts like myself. The biggest change from Classic mode to Resurrected is that they put clothes over the feline breast, but in Redemption, they gave her an extra pair. It's kind of hard to tell via gameplay, but let's reference the model for a better look. This one is going to be a close one, but after careful consideration, I'm going to call this one a glow up, even though it's just close to being a wash. If we've learned anything from above with the Vile Mother, bigger not being better, we can come out of this one learning that quality over quantity. Now with this next one, we're starting to get back into the more human-esque monster models, which is a relief, because the first two left a lot to be desired. Coming in at number 3 is the Succubus, or in this particular clip, the Stygian Harlot. And speaking of leaving a lot to be desired, now I want you to close your eyes and envision a Succubus. Now open them, and tell me, how big a breast did you envision a Succubus to have? Because, in my vision, they were huge. Diablo 2 really missed the mark with the Succubus model. Sure, she's got long, sexy boots and wings, but they really did her dirty with the breast. Let's flip back to the clip I showed at the start of the Succubuses from Diablo 1. Enormous cans, and I'm a huge fan. Hell, even look at the Diablo 3 Succubus model, which has been censored because in Diablo 3 they're just uncovered breasts, which I'm also a huge fan of. The only reason the Succubus is even coming in at number 3 is because the first two set the bar so low. I'm calling this one overall a wash because there really isn't much change between Classic and Resurrected. Let's hope that Diablo 4, whenever that comes out in the next 15-20 years, gets back to its roots and gives us big-breasted Succubuses. We're starting to creep up closer to number 1. Can you guess what the number 2 is? I'll give you a hint. She's in Act 1 and don't need no man. If you guessed the Corrupt Rogue, then you would be correct. Coming in at number 2 is the Corrupt Rogue in all her many different variations, e.g. the Black Rogue as seen in this clip. Now this is one of the more closer in comparisons between the Classic and Resurrected. So close that I'm going to have to bust out both the Classic and Resurrected models. Let's start with the Resurrected model first. I mean, it definitely looks good, but this isn't a what model looks better review, it's a breast review. Now let's take a couple looks at some of the models for the Classic. So clearly the first thing you noticed is the Nightmare Fuel faces, but like I said above, we're not judging based on looks. Pretty obviously, in comparing the model's breast, the Classic one beats it out. Now, I didn't include any promotional images because we're looking at gameplay and monster models only, but if you wanted to see any unclothed corrupt rogue titties, then Google is your friend. It's decided then. We've got ourselves another glow down on our hands. I wanted to add though that while it's a breast glow down, the art team absolutely nailed the look with the Resurrected, if only they hadn't reduced her breast size so much. We are finally at the end, folks, and if you know anything about Diablo 2, you should know who the maiden, hint hint, coming in at number 1 is. That's right, you guessed it. She's the brother of Andariel and the Maiden of Anguish. Our big-breasted Andariel is the Diablo 2 Best of the Breast winner. Not that it was much of a competition for her anyways. Now, comparing her classic model to her resurrected model via the gameplay is pretty clear just due to her larger size. But let's take a look at the models from both classic and resurrected so we can get a full picture. Starting with the classic, definitely not a bad look and excellent boob physics for that time. Now switching gears to the resurrected, looks even better, and they didn't reduce or hinder her breasts in any way like some of the monsters we've already covered. This is definitely going to be a tough one, but I'm going to have to call this one a glow up, mainly because in D2 they look too perfect, almost like she got breast implants. And D2R humanizes them with a little sag, but not too much to make her look like a vile mother, and still keep some of the perkiness from D2. But before we segue into the conclusion, a quick fun fact about Andariel that I learned in my thorough breast research. It is said that she is in a constant state of ecstasy, experiencing unthinkable pleasures. I mean, lesser evil or not, I'd still wine and dine her all night long. I think the biggest takeaway we can leave here with is that overall, Diablo 2 Resurrected reduced a lot of the breast from the monster models where they could. Whether that be because they were afraid of offending someone, or an entire country's government, China. Let's hope that Diablo 4 does not get the same treatment that Resurrected did in the boob department. If you like this video, then please do not forget to like and subscribe for more fun and boobful content. If you have any suggestions on what game I should do a best of the breast video next on, please drop it in the comment section below, and as always YouTube, I will see you next time.